Hey, my name's Jake Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. Landlords, I've got more bad news for you. It's relating to the EPC rules. They've got significantly worse potentially this week, and I think you really need to understand what is happening and potentially could impact your property portfolio if you own one. Now, I'd also recommend you watch this video if you're a tenant, just so you understand what's going on in the market. I think that's important. And if you're going to buy a property as well, I think these energy rules are important. I think some of them are needed, but I think some of them will seem a little strange when you hear exactly what they're proposing following their consultation. So if you're new around here and you haven't done it already, do subscribe to the channel over here and hit that bell notification. We've got new property content every single day. And let's get some more views on this video by smashing like or tickling like or doing something to that like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that's how we've grown the channel massively this year. So I appreciate everybody that does that. So let's talk energy performance certificates. These are interesting because the Conservatives had some rules on this, and then they kind of backed down. They kind of removed it and said, you know what? It's just not going to happen, is it? And so it was kind of put to bed. But now Labour is in power. They are bringing it back to the forefront, and it's something that they really want to focus on. Now, interestingly, this doesn't count to residential properties. So if you live in your own house, you are under no obligation to make your property more energy efficient. I do find that part a little strange, because aren't those people costing more energy and making more pollution? I think it should look, if you're going to do something, it should be for all properties, not just rented. But I also do understand that landlords have a responsibility to give quality accommodation to people. So what's the proposal at the moment? And there's a lot of new stuff in here. So this isn't regurgitated, repeated. This is brand new stuff this week. But firstly, the rules that they're proposing are that you've got to get to level C by 2030. Landlords need to get to a level C. So A is the best rating and E or F is the worst rating. And so level C is where they want all rental properties to get to. Now, that's not physically possible for some old Victorian properties or listed buildings. They may have some exemption. That isn't clear yet. But right now, they're looking at all properties, blanket, getting up to a level C. Now, for some properties, let's say you own a house in Doncaster, where I do, and the house is worth 60 grand. Then what would those landlords do in that scenario, where it might cost £50,000 to get it to a level C, or it's just never going to get there? Then in that scenario, that landlord is 100% going to quit, and then you're going to have less rental stock in those areas. So what they're suggesting to counter that is that you've got to get it as close to a level C or spend £10,000. Now, what's important to understand here is you don't want to spend that £10,000 now, because this isn't actually enacted as a law in Parliament at the moment. So if you went to your property now and you spent £10,000 on double glazing and it took it from an E to a D, so you've improved it, then they pass this law, you've got to go and spend another £10,000. So they need to make their mind up, because some landlords are willing and able to do the work, but you're slowing it down by not getting this through. That's one big point there to understand. So don't necessarily do the work if you've only got one pot of money, because you might have to do a second pot of money. You're going to have to prove that you spent that 10,000. And if you spent it last year or the year before, that's not going to count. It's only going to be new work that's been done. So that's important. Now, here's where it gets a little difficult for landlords. So right now, an energy performance certificate lasts for 10 years. 10 years, right? And that's the same if you're a landlord or you're selling a property. It expires after 10 years. What they've had is a formal consultation, and the new proposals are that it would change at the end of every tenancy. Every single tenancy, you would have to get one. Like you have to get a gas safe every year. So if you have a tenancy that expires at 6 months, you have to get a new one. If you get it every 6 months, you have to keep getting a new one. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't think that that really needs to be done. Now, the reason for that is they say that over time, the house could get less energy efficient. And that's true. It's possible that that could happen. And so by making it at the end of every formal tenancy, that means that the inspections will be carried out and landlords will be kept accountable and pushed to do more renovations in order to keep the energy performance up. Very important to understand. Now, what else are they saying here? Right now, if you have a property and you want to market it for sale or to rent, you can list it on Rightmove and you've got 28 days in order to get the EPC done while you're marketing it for speed, right? So you might have a tenant that leaves unexpectedly next week. You could right now list that property on Rightmove, right? Because while you're listing it, you can get the EPC person in, they can do the update for you in this scenario, and then you're all hunky-dory. What they're proposing as well is that that won't happen. And so you, just to list the property, will have to get the EPC done first. So that could cause a big delay for a landlord in getting the property marketed again. So what we're saying here is that the tenant leaves. Now you've got to go to an EPC company. Maybe they're busy. They're definitely going to get busier if you need EPCs so often, maybe once a year, maybe every 2 years here for some landlords. So they're going to get busier. That means that you may have to wait a week or two to get one. You're not going to be able to market the property in that time because the EPC isn't done, and that's going to prohibit you from listing. Rightmove, Zoopla, all these places, they will comply with that because it's no skin off their bones. They know they're getting the listing at some point anyway. So it's going to be really hard to get around that. So that's interesting. EPCs will need to be done for HMOs. No problem with that. EPCs will also need to be done for serviced accommodation, Airbnb and stuff like that. So I think where the big problem here is that making landlords do EPCs on a more regular basis could be 6 months. That, like if you have a 6 months tenancy or a year tenancy, it also says, just in case I missed this bit out, even if, let's just say your tenant takes a 1 year tenancy from you and then they decide to stay, that is also classed as an end of tenancy. They will need a new EPC just to stay in the property. Now they can stay there and you can do the EPC while they're there, but that's what you need to do in order to re-let the property, like a gas safe certificate. So it will become potentially an annual thing. Here's one problem with all of this though. The Labour government have a new bill called the Renters' Rights Bill. That says that tenancies will be just rolling. It contradicts everything that they've just released this week in this. It isn't matching to that new Renters' Rights Bill, if that makes sense. So what happens then? Well, that hasn't been cleared up. You've got tenancies that will become rolling tenancies, meaning they'll never end. So maybe you don't need the EPC on a regular basis. But what they are saying is, even if it goes on to a rolling, that you will need EPCs a lot more often. What this is invariably going to mean is even more landlords are going to quit, in my opinion. I think there's just so much being put onto them. You put higher stamp duty. Landlords are just quitting naturally by the fact that they retire or pass away. So there's always going to be landlords leaving the market, but increasing the stamp duty, making all this regulation even higher, will mean not as many new landlords come into the market. If you stay in the market and you comply with this, the rents are going to be significantly higher for tenants as well. So often all these costs, they just get passed on to tenants with higher rents. And so the tenants may feel this is a good thing, but not so great when their rents increase significantly. So this isn't good news. Let me know your thoughts, questions, opinions. Have I missed anything out from the bill? It'd be interesting to know what you feel about this. And if you didn't already, make sure you grab the Fundamentals of Property Investing. It's a program on everything you need to know to be a property investor. It's £25 at the moment. Everyone else is selling these property courses for thousands of pounds. It's a one-time payment. You get access for life for £25. Hundreds of people have done this. It lasts the deal until Sunday at midnight. So click on the link below. Go and grab that now. And I'll see you on the inside of that program. Do check out all the other content as well on the channel, including this video right here.